There was a survey once. 1,000 people asked if they could know in advance would they want to know the exact day of their death.
Oh, God. What am I, in the morgue?
That was the first time I laid eyes on Edward Cole.
I want my own room.
You run hospitals, not health spas. 2 beds to a room, no exceptions.
Damned if I'm going to spend the next 3 weeks laying next to Zombie Boy.
And when you first read the script and learned that you were going to be Jack Nicholson's assistant, what was your first reaction?
Pretty wild. It was amazing, actually. Pretty much called everybody I knew, and which is 3 phone calls, and no, 1 overseas, and yeah, it was a dream come true, as it would be for any actor. I would have done it if I had 2 lines, you know. It would have been great. Now,
this movie has a very serious subject matter, but it also has a lot of humor. So was it difficult to balance the two?
I don't think so. I think Jack's forte is that brand, that kind of. Do you remember the Witches of Eastwick?
Mm-hmm.
Very serious, actually, movie, you know. But he's a funny man. Yeah, he can do that. He's got this range from here to there in this one great package, and it's effortless.
Supposed to make a list of all the things we wanted to do in our lives before we
Kick the bucket. Cutesy.
pointless now.
We could do this. We should do this.
To do a movie like this, you don't want to get maudlin about it. You don't want it to become a sentimental sob, fest. The sentiment of these 2 guys' situation holds itself up quite nicely. The big trick in making these kinds of movies, of course, is, go against the sentimentality. And because the audiences will provide all of that for you.
Yeah.
So.
It's time. Why are we, Oh, my God. What are you so afraid of? Just because I told you my story does not invite you to be a part of it.
Now, I read that you got through 10 pages of the script and already knew right then and there that you wanted to sign on.
Yes, I knew what the subject matter of the movie was because, and the fact that I'm now 60 years old, it resonated for me. I knew what this was about. I mean, I like to say, I'm a very, very young old person, but you're at the big point in your life where you really start thinking about your own mortality and have you lived a meaningful life, and have you done the things with your life that are that you want to do. And I read the first 10 pages, and the writer was clearly a unique voice and had a very special way of expressing himself, and he had that tone. He had that perfect balance of the seriousness of the subject and the lightness. Because if it's about life, and this is a life-affirming film, it's not about dying, it's about living and about embracing life until you die. And if it's a real reflection of life, it's funny and it's sad. And you have to, find ways to get both in.
What I loved about your character was that he just gave it right back to Jack Nicholson.
Yeah. I love that too. That's one of the reasons I like the character. I was drawn to the script so much, is because there's so many times in movies where there are like the assistant-boss relationship, where the assistant just gets crapped on, and I like that this guy had the cojones to kind of stand up to his boss, and I'm sure that's why Jack's character Edward hired him. One of the few people who would call him on his own crap.
Find the joy in your life.
You hate me.
Not yet.
We live, we die. The wheels on the bus go round and round. Proud of you. Nobody cares what you think.